but we still need the next generation. So we're going to end on a high note here. If you'll join me in just welcoming a few of the millennials that we have in our community. Maggie Gunther of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, Chase Culp of JLL Commercial Real Estate Brokers, Lais Pontes of the Pontes Group, and Daniel Nicholas of Florida International University, one of my alma maters, woo! But also representing the Urban League of Broward County. There's microphones up here. We're going to do this very, very quickly. We've agreed that we're going to just do 3 quick questions. We'll open up the floor for very quick questions from you all if you'd like. But here's what we want to know. We want to know why Broward County from your perspective. What do we got to get right going forward? And then what is it that we don't know about bridging the gap? So why don't we start with the first one? Why Broward County? I mean, you're millennials. We came here for lots of different reasons. We understand quality of life. We've talked about talent. We've talked about infrastructure. We've talked about economic development, quality of life, and governance issues. From your perspective, why are you here?
Hello?
Yep.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having us. It's always great to be connected with the senior business leaders and community leaders. But I think for why Broward County...
You said senior. You should laugh, huh? I'm going to kick his butt later.
Experienced, excuse me. Seasoned. I think for me it's unique. I was born and raised literally in Fort Lauderdale my entire life. I've lived here my entire life. I went away from South Florida for about a year. I moved to Washington, D.C., as a lot of college graduates do after they finish college and are deciding what they want to do next. A lot of them go to the big cities, Chicago, New York, Washington. I went to Washington and for the first time in my life realized why I loved home so much. You wake up every day and it's sunny and it's beautiful. The weather is just so magnificent here and it inspires you to be, a good person. On top of that, there's so much diversity here in Broward County. Growing up here, I have so many friends from so many different places, so many different backgrounds, and it just truly is such a cool thing to be connected with all different types of people. So for me, it's weather, it's lifestyle, it's diversity. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the world. So that's why I think Broward County is truly the best place to live in the world.
Just to piggyback off what Chase said, the diversity as well. The other day, I went to Ginger Bay Cafe in Hollywood, and I thought you could get Jamaica right here in Broward County. So you could get Haitian dishes, authentic Haitian dishes, right here in Broward County, Cuban food right here in Broward County, and you just can't get that in a D.C. To the same extent. So it's really the diversity and the culture are really a sell point that keeps a lot of people here in Broward County.
And just one thing I'd like to add, I feel like Fort Lauderdale and Broward County has a huge sense of community that you don't necessarily find in everyone else. And so many people that are passionate about where they live and what they do and the community that they live in, that they live, work, play, as everyone has said today. So you don't find that passion everywhere, and it inspires me every day.
Maggie, so going forward, I know one of the things you've got to focus on in your day-to-day job is going forward. How do you talk about what is it that we should be thinking about for building the community for millennials, which, by the way, in case you don't know what that means, and this is a little bit of heartache for me to even say, these people were born in the 1980s or later. Oh. What do we got to do?
Well, not to sound self-serving as an employee of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, but obviously one of our major focuses has to be jobs moving ahead. And they have to be the high-wage, high-value jobs that we work to recruit on a daily basis. Because, you could be a young professional, you can come here and look for a job, get hired, but if you don't have that good quality job that you can really build a lifestyle and a family around and your future, then you're not going to stay in the community, so jobs.
I think to add to that, a lot of people, more experienced, high-level people, I won't use the senior word anymore, have come to us and asked...
Even if we can't outrun you, we can outnumber you. So,
why do young professionals choose the lifestyle? Why do they choose where they live? And I think a lot of people don't understand that it's not necessarily about the money or the greatest job. A lot of it is our lifestyle. We enjoy being with friends and having fun and enjoying our life just as much as we do having a great job, a fulfilling job. We are the product of the greatest generation that ever lived in this country, that built this country, the baby boomers. We are the children of them, and so we are, like I said, a product of that prosperity. and it's good and bad because we have that work ethic. We learned it from you guys. So I think the saying that you may have heard before that we commonly like to say amongst ourselves is work hard, play hard. So it's that work hard, we want to do good, we want to build a career for ourselves, but we also want to enjoy our lives, travel, enjoy the world. See why you see a lot of companies giving much more vacation time. You know, they're being more open with how they structure their employment. And that attracts people. Our generation, we want that. We desire that. It's not just about our savings and 401k and a house. It's that openness of a lifestyle. And I think if you can build that, you know, in this place, which I think is another great thing about Broward, is it's not truly existing, but we're building it. And it's cool to be a part of that buildup of that.
Awesome. Lace?
To kind of add about the lifestyle, I think what Broward County specifically can do is create a sense of culture and really kind of identify who we are as a community and how we can attract kind of these young professionals to come and to stay. So I think starting with, and I'm gonna not to be self-promoting here, but events like the Fort Lauderdale Fringe Festival presented by Broward College this Saturday. Hope to see you there. But events like that where you just bring the community together and it's art and it's music and it's food and that special place where it all comes together. I think we need to really nurture that.
For Broward County moving forward, I'll give a shameless plug to the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance, but everything that's in this plan right here, in the 6 pillars, I think I learned quite a few things that Broward County is doing, but continuing to promote that. But I think from moving to also, like Chase said, I lived in Baltimore for 2 years to work. And I think what a lot of young professionals, when they're thinking about their lives moving forward and where they want to work, they are thinking about those areas where they see sectors in terms of technology sectors and energy sectors. Like, for example, you have in Texas, you have your energy sector. In DC, you have your federal government sector. In North Carolina, you have your biomedical sector. And those areas have really branded themselves as those particular sectors. So I think as Broward County moves forward, like we said with the technology sector that we have that's growing here, in addition to our tourism sector that's growing here, really selling those as sectors that we have for professionals to stay and really build their careers on. So I think that's one thing that we can do moving forward. And I think another thing, a lot of cities have done well in terms of professionals that want to grow their businesses in terms of nonprofits and corporations as well, is building business incubators here in Broward County. I know Cincinnati has a really strong one that they've done as well. So for young professionals moving forward, if we can have incubators that really have the mentorship in addition to funding for young professionals to build their companies moving forward, I think those are a couple of things in addition to, like you said, the work-life balance and being flexible with work as well.
So I'm going to come back around this way, starting with Daniel on this last question. I think one of the cool things we heard earlier with, I think it was Leo's, and even in my own life and many of our own lives, we know that mentoring has been important, right? So the coolest thing that's happening right now is this reverse mentoring. Give us some advice. What do we need to know about engaging you, motivating you, keeping you in this community, and how can we work together going forward? Because believe it or not, everything you're talking about live hard, play hard, we've done it.
Work hard, play hard.
Oh, work hard, play hard? I'm sorry, I just live hard. I forget the work part sometimes. But okay, so we've done it, but how do we engage with you together? So Daniel, why don't you start?
I think one thing, as president of the Urban League of Broward County Young Professionals Network, and when we're always seeking speakers and mentors to impart amongst us as young professionals through mentorship or even through job opportunities, I think one thing I always see is that we're always seeking out the CEOs and the senior level executives. We're always asking or emailing or saying, can you do this, can you do that, to bring to our organization. But I think it needs to be more so of a relationship where CEOs and senior level executives are coming to young professional groups and seeking them out to mentor. And as a human resources professional, what I would say to the senior executives is tie it to their performance metrics in terms of mentorship to the community, to young people. If you tie it to that in terms of, okay, what are you doing to build up the next generation and you tie it into performance metrics and compensation, that'll definitely, start to bridge the gap in terms of building those relationships.